Time for us to have another conversation, but before I introduce my guest to you and get into that conversation, I have a few birthday messages I want to read out here. This one says, happy birthday to a big man, Major William Edward Mingle of the Ghana Armed Forces. Have a good one. This is coming from Salom and the Losa Fraternity. We also have another birthday message here. It says, happy birthday to the CEO of Ohemaa Solutions Limited, Stephen Nanamponsa. Your leadership and guidance have been invaluable to all of us, and we're grateful for your positive impact that you had on our professional growth. May the days ahead be filled with success, good health, and continued achievements. Happy birthday, Stephen. You're the CEO of Ohemaa Solutions. All right. And this message is coming from Nana Yao Deborah. Now, I have my next guest seated. She is celebrating 2 decades in the media. And it's just a fantastic time. She has a book launch that's coming up. There's a concert that's coming up. It's called the 2D Experience. We're going to get right into that conversation. Ohemaa Woyeje.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
All right. So let me ask you a question, though, before we go back to how it all started.
Yeah.
When you look 20 years ago, did you imagine today?
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
You know, because the journey has not been me doing the same thing till this 20 years.
So different things have come along. Different things have come along. Fantastic. So how did it all begin for you? I mean, at what point did you say, okay, you know what? I'm going to do media.
Okay. From the secondary school, I was really into music.
Okay.
I was recording demos, busily rapping in the studios with Squad.
Okay.
Until my brother introduced Spirits FM, Kojo Akakwatin Godwin Avenobo initiative.
Okay.
And I quickly joined the training. Right from the training, I was very fortunate. I had an employment straight.
Okay.
From Nkoso Radio in 2003.
Okay.
So that is how it started.
Wow.
So I started as a sales executive and a voiceover artist. And then I moved to news in English and Tree.
Okay.
And then I started entertainment review program.
Yeah.
And then I did music presentation, like DJ presentation in multiple language. I hosted current affairs program at a point.
Okay.
I became the head of events at a station.
Okay.
And then I did TV alongside. I was writing articles for a couple of newspapers.
Yeah.
And it's been on and on.
Let me ask you this question. I mean, there are a lot of people who, when they are employed at a place, they say, oh, I came here to do this. I'm not doing anything else. And it seems to be an attitude that people have. What do you have to say?
I think it's wrong. You should be a jack of all trade and a master of all, and it's possible.
So let's say you've been employed to present. Now you're being asked to produce, to do events, to do this, to do that. Should you take on the challenge and do all of it?
Well, if it is officially communicated to you,
yes,
and you can do it, why not?
Okay.
Not until they are imposing it on you, and you are not willing to do it. You know, that will be against you.
I'm more interested in for the young ones coming up.
Yeah.
In terms of challenging themselves.
You know, because you never know. Probably where the vacancy even would be would not be where you really want to fix. But you should always start from somewhere. You never know.
Yeah.
I was a news presenter when I came to Top Radio some years ago.
Yeah.
Until the mid-morning presenter left. Then the director said no. The way she knows that I can fit it. There were big presenters coming from other stations for the same slot. But the director said it was me that he prefers to use. And that is how come my mid-morning presentation started over a decade ago. I started radio way before I started the mid-morning program. You know, and so if I was not equipped for versatile things, probably I would not even get the employment. So they should be ready to accept positions.
Okay, so tell us what we're looking at here. We can see you with
that was at Top Radio. Yes.
Okay.
That was Nana Echampono.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Lady Joy. Top Radio days.
Top Radio days.
Yeah, way back at Top Radio.
Wow.
DJ Spice. Yeah.
You look quite different there.
You know, there's
like
growth. You know.
Young lady, you know.
And very calm.
Yeah. So, as the journey has gone on, I mean, I really understand what you're saying in terms of take every opportunity. You know. I mean, my first stint on radio, I wasn't paid for a year and a half. you know.
But for me, when I was at Top Radio,
you also experienced the same thing. Good. Now, some people will say, "You're not paying me. I'm not doing it." But how did you get experience?
You know, so because I love the work I did, it was my passion. So I quickly, that is how come I started the Shuttle production in 2009.
Oh, I see.
Because I wasn't making that money directly from the work I love to do.
Okay.
So I had to enter entrepreneurship to support
yourself
until the work paid off. And of course, today, it has even paid off overly.
Beyond.
Yeah. So I wasn't bothered that I was not paid.
Okay.
But I didn't also enter into any dubious because I had a platform. I could use the platform to run the station, but I didn't even do that. You know, so that is how I survived.
Okay.
I was able to buy my first car. At the time, my salary was around 100 and something, less than 200 Ghana cedis. Yes, I was taking gigs, emceeing events, and doing a whole lot of side businesses. That was how I became the writer as well, even though I knew how to write. But I had to be writing stories to newspapers, and then I count the number of stories. At the end of the month, I go and take my salary.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay. You know. So tell us about being a TV host and how has that journey been?
Okay. You know, my brand has been mainly radio, but the TV, because usually in my contract, they indicate that as and when they need you to perform another thing on the TV. Also, So anytime the opportunity comes, I grab it and I execute perfectly. Which
would you say you enjoy more, radio or TV?
Radio, yeah. It's always been radio. Okay. My vibes on radio, people love it. Yeah. And I have had the love of the streets, ghetto, the corporate, and the old age. Sometimes women around 70, 60 something years, they come looking for me, thinking I am in their
age group.
Yeah, just because of the inspiration they get from my show.
Yeah.
So really, I am inspired.
So, as a radio person, would you say that you're energized by the feedback from your listeners? As a show is live, you're hearing from them. Does that energize you?
Yes, very much.
Okay.
Very much. Yeah. You know, radio has always been you in the studio. At the top radio that time, I was the presenter, producer, everything myself, DJ. Okay. Because then you don't work with a producer at that time. No DJ, nobody. Yeah. So I have done all these things at the same time. Yeah. You know, and so you only imagine the listener out there, picture the person, and then you vibe. So it is the energy that we get from knowing that the trotro driver
is listening. Okay. But back in the day, there wasn't like WhatsApp messages and all of that coming through. And so what did you do? Phone calls? Did you ever get phone calls?
Yes, it was phone calls. Okay. Phone calls. Okay. There was no live, nothing. Nobody streaming anything. So I remember those times people could even appear not really like in a formal outfit because nobody's watching them.
Nobody's watching, of course.
Strictly radio. Yes. So the energy. You know, when sometimes you have to be careful because there's a camera on you, even it affects your originality. For me, these Facebook stream and things really, especially for people who are very particular about
how they appear.
It affects your performance because the energy is different when you know nobody is watching you, and you're very careful when you know others are watching.
So 20 years down the road, you're here now. You've written a book.
Yes, I have. Okay. About my journey in the past 20 years.
Okay.
The challenges. Okay.
What are some of the things we are going to find in there that we don't know already? Okay.
So apparently, you know, these were some of us always sign a contract before we enter. Sometimes you don't understand the terms very well until an issue comes up. I think that after you get a copy of my book and you read, you would have to then involve or engage a lawyer before you sign contracts. Yes. Yeah. Apart from that, a lot of things that happened. Apparently, Godwin Avenogbo did my forward writing, and he advised me to take some of the stuff out just to avoid some controversies. But a lot of things happened along the way. But still there are stuff there. There are a lot of stuff in the book.
But controversy is good. I mean,
it is very good. That's what I know. But I don't know though.
Maybe you do a second edition for us and then
the volume 2,
put some spice inside.
Yeah, but still there's
some inside. Okay. What made you feel that it was time to pen down the experiences?
Okay, so that was last year when I was 1 month pregnant for my second daughter in Amsterdam, and I had a thought. I had the plan to celebrate my 20 years,
okay.
which fell this year.
Okay.
So the plan came, so I had to start preparation towards it, and I said, okay, then I will document what I have experienced over the years. There's been a lot of allegations, and people till now, they don't even know the truth about those allegations. So I needed to let them know what the real story is, aside what other people have said. You know, and how I was able to survive all those challenges. You know, even being a female and a DJ, many people did not understand. When I win awards, they argue. They're like, hey, no. The fact that they hear you say, Asimesi is my producer, automatically they assume that you cannot be because you're a woman, you can't be a DJ. Then they assume it is the producer's name you mentioned that plays your song. But every artist that has come on my show, from Book Bag Dems, Ronnie, who is dead now, Days, Lumba, Nane Champo, Lumba has on the phone though. But all the other people that have come in contact with me knows that whilst we are having the interview, I select my next song, I do everything, I create my motivations, I don't write to say them, everything comes like that, you know. So the people must know the truth. And automatically, we are not here forever.
What's the wildest controversy that you've answered in the book?
Okay. I thought they should come before they know. Yeah, but there's a lot more. Just the major ones. Okay, tease us with something. They are all featured.
Okay, it doesn't have to be the wildest. Just tease us with something.
Okay. Okay. I mentioned the contract issues.
Okay.
Really, I want people to be woke on when it comes to signing contracts. Because I'm still facing a court challenge with my former employers, Multimedia, and I always go to the court. From here, I'll be going to the court.
You're going to court?
I've been going to the court for the past 4, getting to 5 years.
Wow.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
Interesting.
And a lot of frustrations for that matter, yes. You know, but the terms, automatically, I have been employed as a presenter, and I came one time from leave from the Amsterdam, and they said they won't let me work.
You've been replaced.
For 3 months, you are not working, you are not on air. They're giving you field work, and I was pregnant in my first trimester. Do you understand? And I you know, usually even the typical Ghanaian, we don't even announce when we are pregnant in the early days.
No.
But I had to tell them. And yet, they didn't even temper justice with mercy.
I see.
I had to go through a whole lot before I resigned. And when I resigned, I was still in Ghana. If the company really needed me, they would have still said, okay, Ohemaa, come back. Because we have not fired you. But indirectly, you know, you're fired. Because it never happened in the previous years. Anytime I go on leave, I come back, I jump back on my seat and I run the show. For the first time I came back and the WhatsApp message was sent to me that don't go to the studio. Stay back, let the person who sat in continue. Go to the field, do reports from here and there. I mean, a woman and pregnant.
Right. Well, I mean...
So it has not been easy. And people must know. There is a lot more.
I'm sure there's a lot of commentary, so it's good to explain from your side.
So people were even bashing me. These people are ungrateful when companies employ them and they reach loud, they get to their peak, they leave their employment and they don't even know what happened before you leave and all of that.
All right. So, well, you know. So the book is coming. When is the event?
It's Saturday, 11th November. This coming Saturday, 11th November at the Accra International Conference Center. The book launch would start between 3, 4, latest 4. We should start so that we finish and then we continue with the Thanksgiving concert.
Okay.
Yes, and a lot of artists are performing.
Okay, so we have that on the screen there. Yeah. Okay, so give us some of the highlights of those who are performing. Okay,
so we have Kwabena, Miss V, PAC, Esther, Empress Gifty, you know, Patience Nyakon, Wuta, Efuye, Ras, Kuku. We have Chrissy P, AY Poyo, Kwekufle, Kwame Yogurt, Abiana, you know, K Bless, and all the crew. Like a lot, and others are coming as surprise artists. Their names are not on the bill, but they are definitely coming to perform.
All right. Well, fantastic. So again, it's 5 p.m. this Saturday?
Yes, 5 p.m. Officially 5, but we'll start before 5 because of the book launch.
Okay, all right. Okay, so Accra International Conference.
Accra International Conference.
Fantastic. Well, we're looking forward to it.
I hope you're able to come. And then you grab a copy and read the book for me.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm wishing you well for the next 20 years.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right, fantastic.
Thank you.
All right, well done so far. All right, so that has been Ohemaa Woyeje. It's happening, the event, the 2D experience, 2 decades of being a media personality is happening, and she's launching a book on the 11th of November 2023. It's 5 p.m. at AICC, the Accra International Conference Center.